Hey y'all! So today's video is in collaboration with Miss Kathy Jo. I know, I am so excited. We've been trying to get this together for a while now and it just hasn't worked out, but thankfully we were able to make it work out for today's video and I am so excited. So when you're finished here, make sure you head over to Kathy Jo and show her some love. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of the same subscribers, but if you're new here and you're coming over from Kathy Jo's channel, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all more than you will ever know. Kathy Jo is hilarious. I love her, and I have seen parts of her projects over the last couple weeks, and y'all, they're amazing. I am so excited to do this with her today. I hope y'all enjoy what you see today. If you do, and if you're new here and you like the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, don't forget to hit the bell, and in the drop down menu hit all, so that you can be notified anytime that I put any new content up here. I've struggled the last couple months with YouTube, but I'm just going to keep going with it and see where it takes me. And I'm so thankful for people like Kathy Jo who are trying to support the smaller channels and the people that adore her. You all know she's amazing. So don't forget to go check her out. Thank you so much, Kathy Jo, for collabing with me today. I'm so excited. Y'all, I just don't even know with her. When we get on the phone together, we laugh until we cry most times. I tell her all the time we're sisters at heart. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoy today's video. Thank you for stopping by, and I love each and every one of you. As Kathy Jo says, let's get on with the video. So here we go, y'all. DIY number 1. So for this project, we're using 2 of these just wood planks or wood boards from the Dollar Tree. And they're rough on one side and smooth on the other. And we're just going to work with the smooth side. And they have a few little rough edges on them. So I do go through with my sanding block and go ahead and sand those down a little bit. Then we are going to take some mineral chalk paint by Waverly and paint 2 good coats on the fronts and all along the edges of these 2 boards. We're doing the same thing on each board. So you do one, you do the other. So after we get that finished, we're going to take some garden fencing and I'm going to start cutting out these sections. I'm going to use 2 sections, and y'all, all I use is my scissors, and sometimes I think I get in there a little bit with my little clippers, but the only thing about cutting these out is that they're just awkward. You know what I mean? They're awkward to get the scissors up into, but the scissors cut it fine. And y'all know me, I do not have a good pair of scissors. These scissors are used for everything. I'm not one of those people. I wish I was one of those people who had scissors just for like fabric and paper and all that, but I'm not. I'm just so disorganized. Y'all know how I am. So I'm just basically using scissors on this. And it's super simple. I cut all the sections out, like the 4 sections, but we're only going to end up using 2. I have no idea why I'm showing you me cutting all of this, but I am. So after we get the sections cut out, I do go back through and use my little snips and get off any pieces that I don't need for this project, like any hanging off pieces. Yeah, y'all know I can't talk. But anyway, so we get those cut out and we're going to use 2 full pieces. So I think I use like the second piece and this last piece here. After we get that finished, we're going to take some white Waverly chalk paint and paint 2 good coats on both of these pieces. Y'all know I'm in a hotel, so I cannot spray paint. So I have to end up brush painting it. But I am telling you, if you can spray paint it, definitely do. It would make it so much easier. That's the main thing about this project, is just time consuming if you brush paint it. But I'm just kind of showing you it can be done and they still look really good when I get them finished. So after 2 good coats on both pieces of the fencing, now we're going to put the fencing on our little board, and I'm just going to mark where I'm going to put it, because y'all know me, I usually don't measure or anything, so it's hard for me to, yeah. So I just marked where I was going to put it. And I'm going to use some of this Gorilla Glue Clear Grip and hot glue. I'm just putting the Gorilla Glue on certain places, and then I'm going in and filling in other places with my hot glue. And this gives it a really good hold. I've not had any trouble with it. So I love that Gorilla Glue clear grip. I only got the small little ones until I knew if I liked it, but I really, really like it. To me, it's just as good as E6000. After we get those two glued on there, we're going to take these foam brushes from the Dollar Tree. I take the foam off, and then I'm just going to cut them down with my little saw here to the size that I need. I will try to remember this to link this in my description box. If I don't, y'all call me out on it because you know how forgetful I am. Now we're just going to paint both of those pieces of wood with, again, mineral chalk paint. And we're going to use our Gorilla Glue and our hot glue, which my hot glue is also Gorilla Glue, so that probably helps too. And I'm just going to glue both pieces of those right in the center of those wood boards. Now I'm taking a mason jar and some of the wired twine from the Dollar Tree. I can't talk today. And we're going to glue it on the sides, and then I'm going to wrap it around the mouth of the mason jar there, using some glue as I go just to get it to stay, just to stick better, because sometimes it wants to pop off if it's not glued. And then after I get that finished, in one of these I did put some fairy lights, but in this one I didn't because I cannot find my 2 sets of fairy lights that I bought for this project here. So I'm just showing you in this picture here, one with fairy lights, one without. And just threw some Dollar Tree florals in there. I think it turned out super cute. So again, today I'm teaming up with Kathy Jo, y'all, and I am so excited. So y'all know how funny Kathy Jo is, but I just did this little montage of her, and I want you guys to listen and just laugh along with this sweet lady.
Hey y'all, I know I'm a mess and I know my video's late and I'm so very sorry, but clicking on my video. Doing. Thanks for clicking on my video. I feel so special. When I moved down there, my husband and I moved down there, and they said, "Where you from?" I said, "Ohio." They said, "You're a liar." I said, No, I'm not. Hey Joe, how are you doing? Thank you for clicking on my video.
Y'all, Kathy Jo is the sweetest, funniest person I know. We met here on YouTube, and I swear, we say all the time we were switched at birth. She is so amazing. She does beautiful projects. She's so funny. I love her so much. Y'all make sure you go give her some love. And if you're here from Kathy Jo's channel, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you and every click on every video that I get. Thank you, my sweet, sweet friend, for collabing with me today. I love you more than you'll ever know. Okay, we're going to get right back into it. DIY number 2. This is the project that Kathy Jo and I talked about months ago doing. We both wanted to do a cathedral window. So that's when we decided to team up and do this collab. So with my window, I'm taking 9 of these. Actually, I think I used 10 of these mini cathedral windows from the Dollar Tree. 3 of them I'm going to leave whole. The other ones I am going to take off the plastic, of course. Take off that little sign and then unscrew the back from the front because we need this to be hollow for what we're doing. We're going to do that to all the remaining windows. Then, after we get that finished, let's see what we're going to do because I forget. Oh, so there's our 3 full ones and here's our other ones. They're still full too, but we're going to change that right now. What I'm going to do is right there at that line, we're going to start cutting these off. I could have used one of my little saws, but that was going to be so much trying to get a straight line, and I could not draw, cut, anything a straight line. So I'm just using my little snips. And that's why we left these hollow in the back and took off that backing, because I'm just basically going right above that line, right there on each edge, clipping it and then bending it, and they're coming apart. Once I get that finished, I'm going to go through and just clip off any of the pieces that are still sticking up. And there's that little piece in the middle there. I try to get all of those out also. Now I'm just going to let you watch me do it one more time, so because I hope I'm explaining this right. But that's why we left it hollow, was so that we could, there's one I already had cut. I'm just making sure the same size. So I'm just going right there above that line, in between, right there on each side of those little sticks or pieces right there, clipping them just one time with my clippers, and then I'm just bending it and it breaks right in half. And again, we're going to do this with each and every one of and then just clipping off any excess that's on there. Every one of these is going to get done the same exact way except the 3 that we left whole. Does that make sense? Oh, sometimes I hate voiceovers. I don't hate them. I just am always afraid that I'm not explaining it well enough to y'all. Okay, so here we are. We're just, again, I'm not going to make you watch me do them all. Once we get them all cut, I'm using my heat gun and my little Cricut spatula, and I'm getting all that glue off where those stickers were that came on with them. Well, those little signs, they were glued on, so I'm just getting all of that excess off that I can. Next, we're going to go ahead and start sanding. I sand the entire piece. I also sand the other 3 that are whole because we are going to paint these, and we all know that paint does not like to stick to plastic or glass or anything like that. So I just want to make sure that I have a rough surface, something that my paint will stick to. Now we're moving on to the 3 full ones, doing the same thing, taking those pieces off and then getting off as much of the glue as we can. And for some reason, I lost a little bit of footage on this, but not to where y'all don't know what I'm doing. I could still explain what I'm doing. Now, I've taken the 3 full ones and I've made the design that I want, one a little bit higher and the other 2 even. I tried to glue them once and didn't get it right, but now we're getting it right. I just mark where I want them, use my Gorilla Glue and my hot glue, glue them together and to the paper, turn them over, put a little more hot glue right there at the seam, and put a little piece of a popsicle stick. Same exact thing for the other side. Gorilla Glue and hot glue. It's already marked where I want it, gluing them together, flipping them over, and putting that popsicle stick on the back of that one as well. Now, I already stuck one piece in the middle there because there had to be a center piece, and that one I just basically cut out that middle strand there. I don't know what to call it, just like I cut the windows. But now we're going to take the others and we're going to use our Gorilla Glue, and right there at all the places that I cut, I'm going to put the Gorilla Glue. Every other place on there between the Gorilla Glue and at the ends, I'm just going to put hot glue. Y'all can see here what I'm doing. And then I put a little extra hot glue on the corners. Then I am basically just going to sit this piece down and push it completely up against the full piece. And there we have it. This has stuck together really well. I'm really proud of it. I love it. It's one of my favorite projects I believe I've ever done. And it's just a smaller window. You can make this as big as you want, depending on how many of those arched windows you can get a hold of. This was all I could get a hold of at the time, and I wanted to kind of keep it under $10. So that's why I only did the amount that I did. So here I'm just showing you again slowly what I'm doing. Now on these middle ones, I am also putting hot glue and Gorilla Glue on the side so that it not only sticks to the one above, but it also sticks to the one beside it. So here we are doing the last one in this row, again with the Gorilla Glue and the hot glue on the side. I'm just I wanted to show you a couple times of me doing it slowly so that you could see how I did it. Now we're going on to our final row. Again, Gorilla Glue and hot glue. Y'all, I've had no trouble with this at all. So I hope that you all don't either. If you make this, please don't forget to let me know. Wait till y'all see Kathy Jos' window. That was the one project that we both did alike, was the windows. And it is so cute. I saw it before it was finished, so I'm excited to go back and see now that it is finished and see what it actually looks like. But I loved how she did it. And the material she used, I would have never in a million years thought to use those materials for a window. So here we are. We are on our very last piece here. Again, the Gorilla Glue in the places where I cut, and on the side, and the hot glue just right in between. Now, after we get all those glued together, I let them sit for a while and go ahead and get good and dry. Now I'm going to take my, I don't know what you call this stuff, spackling, I think, and use a popsicle stick and my finger, and everywhere that the windows join together, I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff. I like this because it goes on purple or pink or whatever, and then it dries white and you know it's ready. Y'all know I'm a messy crafter, so I had to go through and get some of that stuff out from in between where it wasn't supposed to go. So again, just everywhere that the windows join, that is where we're going to put it. Now it's all dry. We're going to go through and sand all of it off and get it as smooth as we can. There are still a few imperfections on this, but I'm okay with that. It just makes it look old and worn to me, and I'm okay with that. But if not, go back and do some more of that and sand until you get it the way you want it. Now, I cannot spray paint, so I have to brush paint this, which took me 3 layers. This is the most complicated part for me, just because it took so long to paint. But I do 3 coats on this entire window, between each frame, the outsides, everything. For some reason, I lost the footage of me doing the main part of the window, and I'm only showing you me doing the inside frames, but I do this entire window. And here's what it looks like when it's all painted with 3 coats. And then here it is finished. I love it. I think it turned out so stinking cute. It's one of my favorite projects, I believe, ever. I cannot wait to get it home to decorate with it. So now our next project goes right along with our window. We're going to make a wreath. Now, I'm going to use this green foam, some reindeer moss, and I thought I was going to use this green garland, but I didn't end up using that. All I'm going to do is take my reindeer moss, and I like this better than the other moss, the regular moss that the Dollar Tree carries, because this is more clumped together and doesn't, like, I don't know what the word is, shed like the other moss does. So I'm just going around and I'm covering the entire part of the top of the wreath. We've got the top done, or yeah, the top. Now we're going in and we're going to cover the inside part of the wreath. I want to cover everything that you're going to see, so I don't worry about the back, but we do the inside, and then we also do the outside here. All this takes, I used about 2.5 bags of reindeer moss, and then of course a lot of hot glue. But I like this too because some of it's in strips instead of just little pieces, and it makes it so much easier to work with. So after I've got it all done, I'm going to go through and I'm looking for any bare spots that I have, and we're just going to put hot glue in the bare spots and then go ahead and glue more of the reindeer moss on it. Like I said, I didn't get it perfect that first time because I was basically just seeing how it was even going to turn out. But y'all, these solid green wreaths are so expensive, and I made this for like $3, so I love how it turned out. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to give it a really good haircut because I want it to be really close to, I don't want it to be real shaggy, if that makes any kind of sense. And as I'm cutting it, I'm kind of shaking it and tapping it on my table just to get all of the excess off. After we're finished with the haircut, look how stinking cute that is. I'm just going to make a simple little bow. I'm just basically folding my ribbon over on itself, making little loops. I think I do like 4. I loop it over itself 4 different times, and then I cut it. Just trying to find my center there. Then I cut it, and then I cut off a piece for my tails, and then I cut off another piece, and I go ahead and tie a knot right in the middle of that piece, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. Now we're going to take our ribbon, find the center, scrunch it all together, add our tails on the back, and then we're going to put our zip tie on there, and that's what's going to hold our bow together. Now, I made that other little piece so that I can cover up that zip tie. So I'm just basically going to tie that right there, and you'll see the little knot in the middle. But then I leave the tails on right there on that piece so that I can just tie it to my wreath, so that if I want to change it out, all I have to do is untie it. And y'all know you can fuss with a bow for hours and still never get it the way you want it to look. But that's what I'm doing here, is just fussing with it and trying to get it right. Now I'm just going to cut some dovetails in the end, tie it right onto our wreath. Again, that's why I like these ties. I can change this out anytime I want. Next, I'm going to take a cotton pod from the Dollar Tree, glue that right to the middle of our bow, and then take 2 sunflowers that I got off a fall pick from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick those through the wreath again. So if I want to change this out, all I have to do is pull those out. I just put one at the top of the bow and one at the bottom. I do go on the back, cut off that excess, and then I put a little dab of hot glue right there on those just so they won't fall off, but they'll still be super easy to take off. And here it is. I love how this turned out. So simple, so cute. I'm just in love with it. So here is our final reveal with all of our projects. I cannot thank you enough for watching. Again, if you're from Kathy Jos channel, I appreciate you coming by and seeing me. I would love if you would join my family here on YouTube. I know why you all love her, because I love her for the same exact reasons. Thank you again, Kathy Jo, so much for collabing with me. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Y'all are so spectacular, and I love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?